Creative and skillful players come together every Thursday to show off their nasty PvP builds. One of the most creative is a player by the name of Steezish. This is the same guy who brought us the first ever Mosaic Sin PvP kill in the DFC. Recently, Steez gave us another fighting first. Oh my god, and he gets there! The first Summon Druid PK! He's been racking up wins on a Summon Druid in PvP, and luckily for us, he showed us the entire build. One thing I was blown away by when looking at his gear is that he didn't necessarily have everything perfect, but he might not necessarily need to. More on that in a moment. When breezing over his gear, we can see that the build reaches the 163% cast breakpoint, which is the max for a druid. Whereas the pets are going to be doing all the work, it's important that our main character survives, so much of his gear, especially versus a shaman in this matchup, is based around boosting his resistances and damage reduction. Something that might look odd in this setup is the Heraldric Cube in his inventory. And while I didn't get a good look at this on stream, I think I know the secret to this build. Cube buffing is allowed in dueling, and this build takes full advantage of that. Here are some items that I think he might have in this inconspicuous Heraldric Cube. I've also linked these in a build guide below. The purpose of all of these items is to pre-buff his pets by boosting his summoning skills as high as possible. After the pets are summoned, they retain the skill level that they had on cast, meaning he can swap back to his protective, non-perfect gear and still enjoy the bonuses provided by his pre-buff items. For most pets, this is pointless because they die pretty quickly, but for the most devastating one, it's anything but. Here's a quick look at the skill tree. Ravens are what deal the most damage on this build, and they are the most durable pet of them all. Players and monsters alike cannot interact with these particular summons. They can't target them or kill them with attacks, and the only way that a Raven can expire is when it delivers 10 attacks to a target. Usually, summoning a full zoo would be considered bad-mannered on most Druid setups, but for this particular build, there's an exception. With players like Steez pushing builds to the limit, it's no wonder that he's able to rack up some of the most unique and impressive PKs in the DFC. Oh my god, nice hits from Steez in an amazing chain! Incredible PK!